welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through how I update our budget. I try to do this once a week, but there are times that life happens and I don't do it each week. So I start by going through this planner that I have that holds my cash envelopes. It also holds my receipts. I find it easier to just shove it all in the same spot and just clean it out. And then I go to the budget section in my planner. Here I'm going to show you that I have kept up with our sinking funds. I've put some money from our January paycheck into our sinking funds. I've also scheduled all of our January bills and some of our February bills for the month. And over here, I've been doing pretty good about keeping up with no impulse purchases. Now to flip to January. The reason I'm doing a voiceover is because my puppy is down below me and she has a really squeaky toy, and so I keep reaching down and playing tug of war with her occasionally as I do this as well. So we're going to zoom in a bit, and I'm showing you now that I have overestimated our bills. And I like to do this because in my mind it's always better to overestimate what you'll pay on bills and underestimate what you will get paid. As you can see, I've underestimated our income, our savings is spot on, and when I pay a bill or it's an auto bill, I like to just put a check mark when it's scheduled or paid. A's means it's auto drafted. And here I'm showing you that I've got a penciled in tally. And this tally is what was actually paid, and then for things that have not been paid yet or auto drafted yet, it is their estimate. Over here I'm showing you our cash envelopes, what we've estimated, and then what we've actually spent. Our pet budget's a little low for now. And then our debit expenses. And again, the estimate's in pencil and it's assuming that everything there is the fullest amount. And then here with our summary, we've got what I know for sure between our income and our savings, sinking funds, and then our bills are still an estimate. So now I'm going to take out my expense trackers. And I'm going to get to the receipts that I took out at the beginning of the video. And I'm gonna play with the squeaky toy for a minute and grab our highlighters. I really like using these highlighters. I find that they don't bleed through the paper that much. I use 28-pound paper, so it's a little bit thicker than standard copy paper, but it works perfectly fine. So what I do next is I basically divvy out the receipts by cash and debit, and I only have one debit expense for this week, and it's surprisingly a fuel bill. So I use the pastel orange highlighter on that. These are colors that I've used, for the last year or so, and it's just what sticks out in my mind. And I'm going to write down the expense. Now here's where I differ from other expense trackers that I've seen. I do not use this as a checkbook register. I do write down every expense, but not like I would in our checkbook and kind of like go down through as to what's left for the month. Instead, I like to add this up by category as I go. Remember I said in my 2020 planner setup that I wanted to stop adding up each category at the end of the year, and here's how I'm going to stop doing that. I'm adding up each category as I go, and it's honestly serving me two purposes. One is that I can see the amount as I go for the month, so that way I know how I'm doing compared to our budget. So for fuel, I spent $77, and I know that I have a ways to go before our $300 budget for the month. And as I get closer to the end of the month, I can see that maybe I need to reevaluate how much I'm running to town, or if I have appointments that I can't really change, I have to go to town, I have to go to these appointments, I can reevaluate and pull from other categories. The second purpose is that I've already done the hard work for the end of the month. When my budget needs reassessing at the end of the month, I can see how much we spent the month before and instantly reevaluate. I really don't have to do all the calculating at the end of the month because I'm doing it as the month goes on. So was $300 on fuel totally unreasonable and we spent less? Well, why did we spend less? Did I drive less? Was it, like for Christmas break, I did not go to town as often, so we spent a lot less in fuel. Or did I pay less at the pump and still drove my usual amount? I can easily reassess at the end of each paycheck month for us. And then as I'm setting up the following paycheck, I can kind of see, okay, this is still a reasonable amount. And now I'm going through our cash receipts here, doing the same thing. As I tally, this is why I color code it. I tally by color coding. So I can easily see what the amount was for the previous color, this yellow miscellaneous where we ate at Moe's. I took it from the food budget. We spent $17.45, but I can go up to the $7.94 and go, okay, $17.94, $17.45. This is our miscellaneous so far for the month. So that's kind of how I use our expense trackers. It's not, again, it's not a checkbook register. It's not, this is how, this is what we've spent. It's, this is what it is for each category. And so now I'm going to go back and reassess these debit expenses with the $77.60 in fuel. I'm going to put that there. I'm not going to reassess the estimate at the bottom, what was spent so far. And here I'm debating what to do with this therapy expense. I know that I have to pay this, but for the last 4 sessions that we've been there with the boys, 2 for each of the boys, I've not had to pay the copay. And it's either because I still have a positive balance from last year when we were going through and we met our out-of-pocket maximum, or I really do owe this and they're going to send me a statement. In the case that they're sending a statement, I mark this as that I made the payment in full, and I mark it with a highlighter to point out that I'm waiting on a statement. And then finally, here's just a quick flip through of kind of how my budget planner is looking so far for the month. Sorry it's a little out of frame, but I was also paying attention to our pup at the same time. So that's just a quick update on how our budget is going for this month. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to stay up to date on our budget, please hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments below how you're doing on your budget so far. Thank you for watching. Bye.